Hey man, welcome back to the channel. This is Stimmy Films, man. I'm coming back with another one. Subscribe to the channel. I want to say first thing, man, rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins, man, and condolences goes out to the entire family, man. It's just a big situation, man. It's the last thing we needed to happen, man. Dwayne was doing good. He's a really good guy, man. Really cared about people. He was trying to progress in his career and basically just, give the kids a role model to look up to in this day and age, the quarterbacks, the popular guys on the team. So he just been doing what he could do. Man, this is just a tragic situation. And man, face value is shocking. Information is crazy, but like something deep down, man, just ain't sitting right with me on this one. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, due to the fact that all NFL players have access to free ride share in every city in America. So when Dwayne's in Fort Lauderdale, he run out of gas. Whatever the situation may have been, some people said he may have ran out of gas, and that's why he stepped out of his car and was going, walking and trying to cross the highway. But like, man, I don't know, bro, because like it seemed he just signed this contract too with the Steelers. He just signed a 1 year contract with the Steelers. And man, this is crazy, man. Like how he just get signed and this happens to him, man. Like what's his contract details? How many millions is this? And just due to the fact that like he they in Florida, he comes there for training. It's like if it's like he wasn't even going to Florida on it. Like he didn't choose to go to Florida. Like he didn't plan a vacation to Florida. He was in Florida in Fort Lauderdale because the NFL and the Pittsburgh Steelers said he had to be there. So this isn't like one of them things where you choose where you go to your location and the next thing you know something bad happens there and that falls on you because you picked to go to the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, in the case of Dwayne Haskins, he had to report to that location. So it was his job duties and responsibility to be at that location. And when you maybe he did get that ride share service that the NFL uses. So he was probably in a rental car given to him by the NFL, paid for by the NFL, and tracked by the NFL. So I don't know, man. Like something tells me that this guy, like, and the fact that he got hit by a dump truck, it wasn't an 18 wheeler. This is a garbage truck. So garbage trucks, they're shorter. They can swerve around, like they can stop. They have big brake boosters. When you hear them brakes squeaking in a truck, that's because they got such big brakes. It's hydraulics that's stopping the vehicle. Like, man, y'all got to realize it's got to be more to it, man. I don't know, cause like, don't you think Dwayne, like, Dwayne was probably he was probably already across the street, like he was crossing the last lane, and I feel like the driver was probably literally damn near nodding off, about to fall asleep at the wheel. And he must have had a heavy foot and just kind of like, I wouldn't say he floored it, but his heavy foot stepped on the gas a little bit more. And by that time, Dwayne Haskins was already almost he already entered into the road, right? And he was about when he before he crossed that highway, he looked, right? The truck was super far away. It didn't look like this truck was gonna come nowhere near him. So he looks, glances, sees it far as away. Then he starts taking off down the highway across it. Well, whole time the guy that's in the truck, he's nodding off on the wheel. He's like daydreaming. His foot gets heavy. You know truck drivers wear boots. You know these type of people wear them steel toe boots, them heavy boots, always trying to show off that they know outside. They know how to work with construction things and they want to seem like a very big macho man wearing boots. because you're driving. You don't need boots. You need to wear driving shoes. So his boot got heavy. His foot got heavy. There's people out there that drive and they got heavy feet. When that means that you have the tendency, when you're relaxed and driving, you have the tendency to let go of the muscles in your foot, and your foot kind of just bees a dead weight on the gas pedal. And in turn, what the result of that is that it causes you to speed up, but you're not even paying attention because you're actually in a haze, almost falling asleep, nodding off at the wheel in a daydream, that 2:30 feeling. Remember when 5 Hour Energy came out with that? When they dropped their first commercial and they said, you get that 2:30 feeling. They put that 2:30 feeling on people, man. It's the stuff that is in your food and in the air, man. They make it so that you always feel that 2:30 feeling. And that truck driver just so happened to have that 2:30 feeling and almost doze off on the wheel, have a heavy foot, and he sped up. His truck, after Dwayne Haskins looked and saw the truck was far away, he started crossing the highway. The guy was dozing off behind the wheel. His foot got heavy. He started speeding up. He was all the way in the far right lane. So that's the last lane that Dwayne has to cross. Well, Dwayne isn't faster than a truck. So the truck beat him to the location. The guy had a heavy foot and he sped. He was speeding to the location. Man, like, y'all got to break this down. And the fact that, like, what made him get out of the car? Why did his car even stop, man? I don't know if he even had ran out of gas, because ESPN is still reporting that they don't know why he got out the car. So actually the information is just, how does somebody just end up on the side of a highway as an NFL player? That's what I want to know. Like, was he running away from something? Was he being chased? Or did something happen, like where um he had an emergency, or did he lose something out the window? Was there any kind of road rage involved? Like, I don't know, man. So like, maybe he could have, who knows? But like, at the end of the day, man, that car he has, the NFL knows exactly where that vehicle is and they can track him along the way. So if Dwayne wasn't, in line with what his bosses wanted him to do, you see where this could be leading to, right? They know where this player is at all times. And so when you see him stopped on the high, like, in this car, man, it's got a SOS button. Something made him it was an unusual situation to make him get out the car. It was super unusual. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe did they make him run out of gas? Um did somebody drill a hole in the and anything like that could have happened, right? Like, you got to think about it. Like, let's just say that Dwayne Haskins gets into town, right? And he goes to pick up this rental car. Okay, maybe somebody, because of the fact that the NFL and all them, they know he's coming down there, right, to do the training camp. They could have rigged it to where the car that was already reserved for him under the NFL's name and all that, they could have drilled a hole in the bottom of the gas tank and it was already on empty. Or the gas tank is full, and then once he starts driving, is some plug comes off. Some kind of cap comes off the gas can, the gas cap, and it starts leaking gas. But when he gets in the car and turns it on, it's full. But as he's driving down the road, gas keeps leaking and leaking and leaking. Next thing you know, they know he has to take that highway in Fort Lauderdale to get to where he needs to go. So they knew he's got a 45-mile drive on this highway. He's got a 60-mile drive on this highway. So if that gas is leaking and his tank goes from full to empty, he's going to run out of gas on the side of the highway. So all they had to do was have somebody follow him back. Like, knowing that he was gonna have to go get a gas can. They could have intentionally made it where his phone couldn't have worked. Like he probably could have called something to somebody, but then he could have been looking on the maps like the nearest gas station. They're like, yeah, he's gonna be walking probably towards the nearest gas station. So man, and it's a wild thing too. Like I had seen the dump truck getting towed to a tow yard, and there was no state troopers that left the scene with the tow truck. Like they didn't care if the tow truck has something in it, if they needed to search it, if they needed to search it for alcohol, for any kind of substances that would make somebody have trouble behind the wheel. Um, they didn't seem to care too much as to like follow that dump truck from with the tow truck that got the dump truck towed. The state troopers should have been following it all the way to the tow yard. That way they could make sure that they keep an eye on the truck so that nobody comes to remove anything from it. Also, they need to verify if any issues with parts on the truck, with the engine, the transmission, the brakes. We all know last year it was this big story where this dude was in the 18 wheeler, and I think he was in Colorado or something, and the brakes went out on dude and he was coming downhill, but he missed the runaway truck exit. So if you're in a truck and your brakes get cut or you can't stop, sometimes they have these exit ramps where it's literally all gravel road and it goes uphill so that your momentum gets carried through the gravel up the hill and makes the truck stop just from the terrain. Well, that guy, he missed the exit ramp and he crashed into a bunch of cars, and they try to give him life. They try to give him 25 to life for that. And so if they're going to go and put that on that guy, they need to keep that same energy for this dump truck and the Dwayne Haskins situation, man. I'm the only one out here advocating for Dwayne Haskins, and I want justice for Dwayne. Like, this is something fishy behind that whole situation, man. I'm telling you, man, this is not no random act of nothing. This was some type of, I don't know, man. This was some foul play involved, man. Y'all could say cap what you want, but you could comment whatever you want, what you think, man. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Do you think that there was foul play in the Dwayne Haskins situation? Do you think that that driver of the dump truck had anything of wrongdoing that could have had any part that is his fault? When insurance companies get together and they decide what percentage fault certain drivers and certain people had. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, they will still calculate how much percentage of you could have dodged this situation. Anybody that knows insurance, knows things like that, will know exactly what I'm talking about, man. And I think that there was some foul play and negligence in the part of the driver or the trucking company or the braking system or anything like that. So, man, what I want y'all to know is subscribe to the channel, comment down below what y'all think, man. This is crazy, man. It's crazy.